built different. RanDy was taller, but RanDy used to make some catches, one hand shit, that type of shit, go over niggas. Jerry Rice just used to. That nigga just was in shape. He
See, the thing that Rice, in my opinion, why I say Rice, I think, yeah, Randy Moss was great, deep threat, but Jerry Rice, he was a possession receiver, deep threat receiver, run after the catch receiver, big game receiver.
so what it amounts to is what do you mean by great? See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause see,
Randy Moss, in my opinion, might be the greatest wide receiver talent I've ever seen as far as natural ability. But in-game receiver, I think I like what Rice have done.
Okay.
I think Randy Moss, in my opinion,
did RanDy have 2 Hall of Fame motherfuckers throwing to him?
They was undefeated in one of these years.
Oh, that's 1 year. What we talking about?
Yeah, okay. Undefeated in 1 year, which was Tom Brady, and they didn't win the big one. Real quick. And the year with the Vikings when they was 15-1, and the veteran MVP of that league that year, which was Randall Cunningham, who was a Hall of Fame in my opinion. I think Randy didn't play with great enough quarterbacks to get shit done. And like they used
and
to
he got shit done.
Yeah.
But he didn't always win the big one.
Or show up in some of the big ones.
But maybe they do. See, I don't know. But a lot of shit have to do with game plan. Because some people's strategy is to use the top receiver as a decoy. See what I'm saying?
I got you.
So, you know, we can dissect this shit and talk about a lot of different shit.
But I'm just saying, think about those 2 teams I just said. One was 16-0, and the Vikings was 15-1. So those particular teams had the ability, in my opinion, to beat any of the Jerry Rice Super Bowl teams on any given Sunday. Those was 2 great teams in NFL history as well.
So what's your point with what you're saying?
I feel like Rice, his end game, and I ain't taking nothing away from Randy.
Go ahead. You can't take nothing from Randy, but go ahead. Because really,
Rice's ability won some games.
But let me say that the way I'm speaking might be because I just like Moss better than not that Moss is better. I may like Rice Randy better because when you really get down to it, you know more about this shit because you be studying shit. I ain't studied Rice.
Mm-hmm.
I barely paid attention to him.
And even though Rice was a little before my time, like you said, the little that I studied, I think I'm starting to give credit to people that prepare even different. Because I think all of it is a part of the game. Your training, your this. I think I think Jerry Rice, man, he worked on a lot of things.
Hey, man.
And for him to be a receiver for 20 years.
Hey, I'm looking at it like, hey, I hear you what you're saying because you looking at the totality of the shit, his story versus anybody else's story. And like I said, I never studied these motherfuckers like you have studied. So I'm basically going...
And something that you do know even though you didn't study it. I think we both agree as far as athletic, who was more athletic? Randy. Taller, like as far as his physical. Because you even told me Rice wasn't projected to be what he was. He wasn't even considered to be a fast receiver. And for him to have those records, because that means he not just show up in big games, he put up numbers.
But see, that's where that scouting and that shit kind of comes from. That's why them niggas make their money. Because if the 2 you just named come from small schools. But Randy ain't go to no Alabama, USC. He went to Marshall. And then, I was going to add to, and if you thinking about it, at one time the all-time leading rusher was Walter Payton out of Grambling.
Small schools.
Small school. And then you gotta, if you check the NFL, see, they full of shit with these major college programs. Cause they be hunting for
the major college programs, in my opinion, it's a marketing thing.
Yeah, it's money.
It's money.
It's money. Just like this country.
A part of the steals is they need those small schools with a great player doing shit underneath the radar. Like, for example, the 2-time MVP in the NBA, Curry. That nigga wasn't projected to be what he is right now at Davidson. His father wasn't even...
I remember Curry a little bit at Davidson.
Oh, okay.
Because when I heard the name, I remember his father. So I'm wondering what's the connection. Not that I researched it and tried to see how he played, but I knew at Davidson they would talk. I remember the tournament and they would talk about, he ain't never win it, but they talked about how he could shoot like his father.
Mm-hmm.
That type of shit.
But overall, like with the RanDy shit, the main thing I was getting at, many experts, as they say, believe that Jerry Rice is undisputed the greatest receiver, and that lets me know how great Randy Moss is. Because I do believe Jerry Rice the greatest, but Randy Moss, I'm not disagreeing if he feel that way. So you got to be great to go out and challenge something that they promoting as undisputed.
And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to add this, and it really don't add nothing, because I've always said, fuck that, who's the greatest? There's a lot of great motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like motherfuckers trying to talk about Ali and Floyd Mayweather, who the real great. It comes back to who a nigga like. But what I was curious saying.
And circumstance.
Yeah, I would.
Because Floyd 49-0, but I don't think he ever had fights under the circumstances of a Ali.
Hey, but let me get this out before I forget it though. Dang. Oh yeah, I was going to say, okay, and circumstance, that's a good word. And we talking about Rice and we talking about Moore. Rice might have came from small school and they ain't know he was going to become what he was, but he was the number 1 draft pick, wasn't he?
Who?
Rice. He was the first pick for San Francisco.
I doubt Jerry Rice went number 1.
The first pick for San Francisco.
Was he a first round draft pick?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm really.
I'm
you can check it out.
Yeah.
And that'll get you to what I'm trying to say. In other words, even though he wasn't, the world didn't say this motherfucker. Like when Peyton Manning came out of Tennessee,
the world knew.
The world knew it.
Mm-hmm.
But the world don't have to know it for somebody. For somebody to know it.
Yeah. Look at the a prime example. Tom Brady. Tom Brady got drafted by a team that had a quarterback that was on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but Bledsoe got hurt.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm just saying, when they drafted Brady, even them drafting,
they drafted him in the 5th round.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
they didn't know.
But yeah, they did.
Or did they know?
See, you missing what I'm saying though.
I get what you're saying. By him going in the 1st round, that means somebody knew that Jerry Rice had ability.
And I'm willing to bet you that the NFL knew.
Yeah.
But see, the small black colleges mainly got a stigma. That stigma has been being pulled away because that's just almost like at one time niggas didn't play in the NFL, but we had great black football players that never got to play.
Mm-hmm.
That were some of the best ever. Some of the best talent ever have never been known. They should have an unsung.
That'd be good. If TV One, to be honest, they got unsung Hollywood, unsung with the music. They definitely need to do an unsung sports.
Hey, and shit, but like I said, I don't think I finished. Now, that Jerry Rice Moss comparison, I think Moss came into the league with more baggage because he had, I'm going to use the word, he had a bad boy persona, even in the league, more so than Rice. Rice was a goody two-shoes type nigga, even though he was a alpha male. Like Rice, he was big enough to say, call Dion a punk and ain't doing it right. And you understand what I'm saying? He had to be big
to do that. But the thing that's to me about Rice overall in the media, I ain't taking nothing away from the bad boy image, but Rice was quiet. He ain't have too much voice about this, about that. So him being big, I think it really came from the play. His play was so undeniable that if he want to say Dion ain't doing it right, it was value.
But you got to think about the process of Jerry Rice. Even though he was picked by them number one, I think, he didn't have, he worked, he almost was like Michael Jordan. Rice improved every year. Rice was out there working out when other niggas was in the club and fucking bitches.
And that alone is what makes me view him. It's almost like you hear people always say, practice makes perfect. We all hear that, but that's hard to do.
And did Mom say some shit?
84 don't stretch.
And that goes into the difference in the two men.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But look at Moss though. It show how great he is. Hey, that motherfucker said, I'm ready. My mama knew I was ready out the womb.
And see, and I'm kind of...
And even the white coach took up for Moss. Brian Billick, he came out and said, y'all are confusing that with arrogance. No, he mean what he say.
And
he works hard at what he do.
See, I'm looking at a nigga that Moss didn't have to stretch, but Jerry Rice was stretching. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking, you done said it kind of like Moss might have been the more naturally talented. Moss was like a freak.
They called, that's one of his nicknames.
Hey.
The Freak.
And motherfuckers couldn't check the freak. And see, I like shit, and a lot of times I go back to me, man. Like, you don't mind when I go back to me. I was a freak, but I was a little freak. But I could do shit that motherfuckers couldn't do. And I gotta get my shit out there so people can understand where I'm coming from. I did shit, people used to ask me how I did it, and I be telling them, I don't know how the fuck I did that shit. But I used to do shit. I had a little Jerry Rice in me, but I was a lazy motherfucker.
And see, I believe Jerry Rice, in my opinion, his story, when I think if an athlete study him, if God bless certain people with the natural talent and you can add that work ethic, you might get rings like Bill.
Hey.
You know, like Bill Russell and them dominating the sport. You know what I mean? Because the difference, when it's all said and done, the difference between Rice and Moss is Jerry got 3 rings and Moss got 0. Not saying it's his fault, but that's the difference.
Hey, and it